So, if you've played the classic APBA Pro baseball game, you know how fast and charming it is. But what happens when you start craving something deeper? When you want to get out of the bleachers and into the dugout? Well, that's where the APBA Master Game comes in. This thing is legendary. It's the true pro mode for tabletop managers.
And the game's manual tells you everything you need to know with this one line. But listen, this isn't a warning meant to scare you off. Oh no, it's a promise. It's the game looking you in the eye and saying, you've mastered the basics, you're ready for a real, rewarding strategic challenge.
All right, so let's step into that dugout and see exactly what that challenge looks like. The single biggest thing the Master Game changes is, well, it fundamentally shifts your role in the game. And this right here, this sums it all up perfectly. In the basic game, you're kind of just a spectator watching the dice fall where they may. But in the Master Game, no way. You are the manager. Every substitution, every defensive shift, every single late-game risk, it all falls on your shoulders. You're the one who has to make the tough calls.
So let's head out to the pitcher's mound, because the first place you really feel that strategic weight is in how you handle your pitching staff. The Master Game completely revolutionizes this part of baseball.
This shift is absolutely crucial. So forget about those simple, static letter grades. They're gone. Instead, pitchers get a dynamic numerical grade, anywhere from 1 to 30. This means your ace, who starts the game with a 28 rating, might not be a 28 by the 8th inning. His effectiveness actually changes based on matchups and, most importantly, on fatigue.
And that fatigue is all governed by this little thing, the QR, or quality rating. Just think of it like a pitcher's stamina bar in a video game. It's that simple. It turns his arm into a resource you have to manage inning by inning, just like a real manager sweating over a pitch count.
So let's see how this actually works. Let's say you have a pitcher with a pretty common QR3 rating. For the first 6 innings, he's in total command. But once you hit that 7th inning stretch, his stamina starts to go, and that decline just gets faster and faster as the game goes on. So in the 7th, his grade drops by 1. It's just a little dip, but it's that first sign of trouble. By the 8th inning, another point is gone. And remember, this is cumulative. He's now down 2 full points from where he started. And then in the 9th, bam! Fatigue hits like a ton of bricks. He loses 2 more points. That's a total drop of 4. All of a sudden, your dominant ace is looking vulnerable. This is your decision point. Do you pull him?
But, and this is where the system is just pure genius. This is what creates that incredible late-game tension. If your pitcher's throwing a shutout, 0 earned runs, he completely ignores all fatigue. He can pitch deep into extra innings at full strength.
This creates the ultimate manager's dilemma. So, picture it. Your ace is pitching a gem, a shutout in the 9th, but you know he's deep in his fatigue zone. If he gives up just 1 single earned run, all that fatigue he's been ignoring hits him at once, and his grade just collapses. So what's the call? Do you risk it all for the shutout, or do you play it safe and go to the bullpen?
All right, now let's step up to the plate, because all this strategic depth, it doesn't stop on the mound. Oh no. The Master Game turns every single at-bat into its own tactical duel.
For starters, every batter has a distinct tendency. They're not just a pile of stats anymore. They have a personality at the plate. A pull hitter, for example, can turn a routine out into a screaming double down the line, just because of where he's trying to hit the ball. And that forces you to think about shifting your defense for every single batter.
And this is how the game brings in those classic platoon advantages. Every batter has a rating against lefties and righties. A plus sign actually helps the batter by lowering the pitcher's grade just for that at-bat. All of a sudden, your bench isn't just a place for guys to get a day off. It's a strategic weapon you can use for that perfect late-game pinch hit.
And this leads to those classic choices you have to make. It's the bottom of the 8th, your lefty star is due up, but you're facing their dominant left-handed reliever. Do you trust your star to overcome the disadvantage, or do you play the percentages and bring in that righty off the bench? That's your call.
Okay, now let's say the ball is in play. While on the base paths, advancing is no longer a sure thing. It's a calculated gamble you, the manager, have to make every single time.
And that whole gamble revolves around something called the chance number. It's a brilliant little mechanic that boils down a really complex play, like trying to stretch a single into a double or scoring from second on a base hit into one single, actionable probability.
And the beauty of the system is how it combines so many factors. First, the game calculates that raw athletic matchup, the fielder's arm versus the runner's speed. Then it factors in how well the ball was actually hit. The result is your chance number, a single probability out of 36. Yeah, it's math, but in the heat of the moment, it's some heart-pounding math, let me tell you.
And it's the same deep dive for stealing bases, too. It's not just about how fast your runner is. His chance of success is changed by the pitcher's pickoff move, the catcher's arm, whether your defense is holding him on the bag, even the game situation itself. It's this whole web of interacting factors.
So, after seeing all these layers, the pitcher fatigue, the platoon matchups, the base running gambles, we get to the ultimate question.
And this really gets to the core of it. The basic game is fantastic for its speed, right? It's perfect for playing through an entire season pretty quickly. But the master game is for when you want to put one single, nail-biting game under a microscope and really feel the weight of every single strategic choice.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. It's a simple question of what you want from the experience. Are you there to just enjoy the ride, or are you there to take the wheel?
Because in the end, the master game isn't just asking you if you want to play a game. It's asking if you're truly ready to step into that dugout and manage. The choice is yours.